We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass. They're criminals. It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
No, really. No, really. Have you sent the shaft of your life into a bullseye yet today? My world is absolutely perfect. Welcome back to the Spirit Campfire. My name is Ted Nugent. Those are ammo bags under my eyes because I live a hectic, maniac, whirlwind life. And I want to thank everybody at Real America's Voice, especially you people out there. You people that tune into Uncle Ted's big We the People experimenting in self-government mouth. You people, can you handle the love that I spew upon you? I love you people so much. Spread the word. There is a real First Amendment that celebrates the real American voice. In fact, I was just watching one of my fellow Real America voicers, a guy named John Fredericks, outside the Beltway. If ever anybody represented outside the Beltway, you're looking at him. It's the barbecue daddy, the spirit of the wild middle finger czar, Ted Nugent on Real America's Voice. And where would I end up in my wonderful 76-year clean and sober American piss and vinegar defiant dream? Probably on a podcast known as Real America's Voice. And I love Steve Gruber. We got to get a list of all the hosts because we got some real America hell-raising voices that just wallow. They do the breaststroke. They create a vapor trail, a rooster tail, wakes, a no-wake zone where we create wakes anyhow behind our speedboat of Second Amendment and First Amendment rights. So anyhow, since we're celebrating Real America's Voice and I'm saluting all the hosts, why not take advantage of the resources that happen to be mine? I mean, really, there's some things in life that I own. And I think I own the greatest spirit voice on Real America's Voice, faith and freedom. I give you Shemane, Queen of the Forest, Little Miss Dangerous, Nugent. Shemane, this pisses me off because you're there, and instead of being next to me where I could snort your essence, you're far away. But welcome to my Spirit Campfire. You bring spirit to my campfire, Shemane.
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me. And you bring spirit to my campfire as well.
No, I bring rocket fuel to your campfire. I throw fuel on the fire. But anyhow, Shemane, I love you so much. You have turned into such a force of we the people, truth, logic, and common sense. No wonder that we're both on the Real America's Voice. So thank you for that, because it's a pain. Isn't it a pain in the ass to have to fight for simple truth, logic, and common sense? But you're like the ballerina. You're doing a pirouette. Some of those ballerina moves on the skulls of idiots when you spotlight the cockroaches and celebrate truth, logic, and common sense. What motivated you to get in the fray of this political storm called the American Dream, We the People Experiment in Self-Government? What drove you crazy like this?
Well, first of all, you did. I've seen what you've gone through for decades, standing up against Goliath. And that's why I'm here. My eyes have been opened. I've seen what's going on, that this is a war of good versus evil. And God has called each and every one of us to do our part, to speak out, stand up, and be bold like Esther, and be brave. And, you know, God chooses unlikely people to do his good work. And I can't think of anybody more unlikely than me to, number one, be married to you. When we met 36 years ago, I didn't know any of your music. I never hunted out. Now in the backdrop, I don't know if you could see, I got my arrows. I've got an Axis deer and my new book, Wildly Well.
Well, you know, we're winning finally. The war against evil. The Democrat Party have just turned into the piss of Satan. I mean, everything they represent is so not just anti-American, anti-Constitution, anti-we the people, but everything the Democrat Party represented in their abandonment of constitutional freedom policies was really ruinous to the American dream. But now we elected President Trump because prayers work. But in order to fight this battle, you have to be healthy, which is why Robert Kennedy Jr. is going to make America healthy. He is repeating what you and I have been raising hell about for the last 35 years. And now you have a new book. Everybody, you go to Amazon and you can pre-order this book. Shemane has really coalesced the system by which you can be the strongest and the healthiest. Tell us about the inspiration and the incredible effort you've been spending the last year and a half creating this wonderful book, Shemane. God bless you, baby.
Well, thank you. I'm very proud of it. This book is actually published by Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s publisher, Skyhorse, and also Melania's publisher. So I am in very good company. But again, when we go through trials and tribulations, what brings us to our knees brings us closer to God. And we've been bruised and battered and belittled for speaking out, not only about what has been going on in politics, but also our health. I got banned on Twitter because I spoke out about common sense things. I've been a fitness instructor for 44 years, but who's counting? And I work out every day. I try to be healthy, but I do like chocolate chip cookies. But I think it's really worth me putting all of everybody asks me, how old are you and how do you look like you do? And I am sharing everything with you so that you can be as healthy as you can be, as happy as you can be, and be ready when God calls upon you. I have a feeling that things are going to get a little bit treacherous in the coming days, weeks, and months. God needs you to be healthy. So you can pre-order my book, Abundantly Well. It's a 40-day wellness devotional. Every day there's little snippets, there's Bible verses about quick and easy things you can do to get healthy right now, no matter where you're at in your walk of life in health and wellness.
You know, I don't know where I picked up the term many years ago, but when I started writing for our Adventure Outdoors magazine, that was like 35 years ago, and then I wrote for a bunch of different sporting conservation publications. I constantly reference the term the physics of spirituality. And yes, life is a combination of physical exuberance, physical health, we hope. But let's talk about the heartbreak that the Federal Drug and FDA, Federal Drug, what does that stand for? The
Federal
FDA,
Drug Administration, yeah.
Yeah, Federal Drug Administration.
Everything that they've preached, we know to do the exact opposite. And that's why I'm so glad Robert F. Kennedy Jr., not only him, but President Trump and so many people are getting on board. Finally, we are going to be getting the freedom of speech back again. Finally, you can eat an apple a day, get vitamin D from the sun, and be healthy. Eat whole foods like God meant for it. I'm taking my quiver and my bow, and as God said to Noah, I'm going to go get me some venison tonight. So I'm excited.
We've always emphasized that, but isn't it amazing that Robert F. Kennedy from the historical Democrat Party saw how toxic their policies had become, that the Food and Drug Administration was poisoning America, that the United States Department of Agriculture had compromised their ethics, and they were literally waging chemical warfare, Roundup Ready seed, pesticides and herbicides, where the food on the shelves, 90% of the food on the shelves in American grocery stores are illegal everywhere else in the world. And everybody goes, America's the greatest country. No, they're not. The people of America are the greatest. The concept of America, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, constitutional rights guaranteed, God-given individual rights guaranteed by these sacred documents. But we have literally become mindless, soulless, uncaring, disconnected sheep, because if it says diet on the food product, it's poison. If it says low fat on the food product, it's poison. Our government has engineered obesity, heart disease, every imaginable health problem. And in your book, Abundantly Well, I would like to think that we're going to get a copy of this to Robert Kennedy Jr. because it's the same sensible, conscientious lifestyle, exercise, activities, proper food that doesn't have chemical warfare in it. So, Shemane, what would be the first step somebody could do today when they go shopping to get rid of the obesity, the heart disease, and all the dangerous conditions that we've cultivated?
Number one, you know I'm a label reader. I take great pride in looking at the contents of my food. But if it's in a box on a shelf for months or even years, is that good fuel for your body? No. So we've got to be proactive. Look at the food that we're putting into our body and get closer to the ground, the tree, or the hoof. And the less processing in our food, the better. Don't go buy meat from the store. That's why, Ted, you and I, not only do we love to hunt, but we like Switch to America with Shemane. That beef is grass-fed, no hormones, no antibiotics, and it's really important to find out what you're putting in your body, what you're breathing in your air. Get rid of the scented candles, potpourri, scented laundry soap, scented Kleenex. All of that stuff is chemicals, and it will, people might think, well, what does that have to do with losing weight? It disrupts your hormones. All these scented candles, all these chemicals that are in our air, soil, and water, it's designed to slowly, I'm going to say it, kill you.
Yeah. Well, Shemane, we only got a couple seconds left here, but I love you madly. People are really being turned on to a better quality of life, a more conscientious management of their sacred gift of life from God. So Abundantly Well, you can pre-order it on Amazon. And I'm going to come back without Shemane in a moment and tell you what I do every day to be absolutely abundantly well. Thank you, Shemane. Everybody tune in to Shemane's Real America Voice, Faith and Freedom, every Sunday. I love you people, and I'll be right back with more love, if you can handle it.